Pomni is actually the main enemy for all the characters. I found incredible evidence for this theory, thanks to all the new teasers and trailer for the second episode of the amazing digital circus. I also took into consideration the first episode, which has some details too. For example, have you ever wondered if Pomni is shown with Cain too often? And also sometimes she goes crazy, which clearly could be for a reason? I have a theory that Pomni might be purposely showing us her supposedly weak side, and at the end of the series we're in for a very interesting plot twist that you wouldn't even know about. By the way, somewhere in the video, I've hidden a picture of Gangle, and whoever finds it will get another secret theory about Pomni. I'd like to start exactly with the evidence that Pomni either doesn't really exist and is a hallucination for the characters, or she would be the main villain of the digital circus. Well, the first thing I found odd was Pomni's behavior. She showed up at the circus instead of Kaufmo and started thinking about an exit while also inclining them to believe that there is a way out of the digital circus somewhere. But she just might have made an image that on pretty much every teaser, she looks sad, rarely where she looks happy. Later on, she might actually start to confuse the characters, and the first person to suspect this is Kinger. I want to remember the scene we all already know about with Kinger and the shotgun, where he brutally beats Pomni and seemingly spares her no mercy. This passage was presented to us obviously not from the second episode. It will be either in the third episode or later. Kinger has been in the digital circus longer than any of the other characters. We know this information from the first episode, and if you look at everything that is going on here, it seems to me that Kinger beats not exactly Pomni, but something dark and possibly evil. We were specifically shown this fragment in a dark location, but thanks to the lighted picture, it becomes clear that the silhouette in the corner resembles Pomni. And here the question arises, either Kinger is starting to go crazy, and that's why he hits Pomni, or he suspects something about her, or even finds out the truth. But from Kinger's expression of emotion, I'm leaning more towards the second option. However, Kinger may also be batting a ghost, a new character we don't know yet, but that's another theory. Also, one of the key factors is Jax, who I think clearly knows some truth. We don't know how exactly he got into the digital circus, and yes, I think even a real person with that character wouldn't wear a VR headset, so I'm assuming he's one of the show's developers. As for Pomni, he might know all about Pomni. Likewise, Pomni knows everything about Jax, and specifically playing his role. I don't remember Jax and Pomni fighting or confronting each other in any way in the first episode. Also, Jax specifically chose Pomni for the first mission. I have a theory that these two developers got into the digital circus on purpose to control the situation from the inside and also to monitor Cain's behavior, because he is an artificial intelligence. And then I have another theory that if Pomni tells the characters that there is an exit on purpose so that the digital circus game is not boring, it is on purpose to have the characters go through certain challenges, thus creating a story to the game. Well, at the end of the digital circus series, it will turn out that Pomni is actually the only one who will leave this game, and all the other characters will either abstract or continue to exist in the digital world. By the way, this way there may be a second season of the series, although Gooseworks and Glitch said that the digital circus will have one season. Well, what if it's the other way around? I also have an opposing theory that Pomni was put into the digital circus on purpose to get rid of her. After all, in fact, Pomni might actually be the game developer, only she started doing something wrong, because she learned the truth about this digital world, and that real people actually go there. And maybe she put on a VR headset herself to help other characters. But realizing what risks the game developers themselves are taking, they decide to create new locations with new NPCs to thwart Pomni's plans. After all, if the locations change every episode, it will make it much harder to find a way out of the digital world. Also, Pomni will not just appear in all the new locations, and she will be sent there by Cain, who was programmed by real people. Zooble and Gangle can also be linked to this theory because the new teasers don't show them in the new location. Accordingly, Cain specifically tailored the characters for the new mission. Similarly, we understand that Pomni will also appear in episode 4 because she is in the scene with Kinger. But beyond that, we don't know exactly how the developers at CNA feel about all the characters. Perhaps they are so brazen that they are using Pomni as the main character to increase sales of their product. By the way, an interesting question arises. Will they show us the real world in this show? Because someone is clearly behind it. I also have a theory that Pomni may just be a hallucination for all the characters. Thanks to Cain, we know that there are digital hallucinations in the circus, and they look very believable. We can see this in the example of the red door labeled Exit, because there's still a huge location hidden behind it. And this is what Cain describes as digital hallucinations. It's not clear until the end how exactly this can be justified either, and whether digital hallucinations can have failures. Also, can we distinguish them from real things because everything in the digital circus is digital? But if we assume that Pomni is just an ordinary character who got into the circus just like the others, then she may have a mission. The characters obviously don't just stumble upon a VR headset that brings them to this place. And besides, there are only 6 main characters, so why don't any of the other people just stumble into this place? Either all of these characters are developers of the game itself and got here either of their own volition, or they were sent here on purpose because they needed to be gotten rid of. Based on the first episode, as well as all the teasers and trailer, we can't understand all the details and the full structure of the digital circus, although we do have some blueprints, how exactly new locations appear, and when Kane has time to create them. And can he give the characters tasks every day? So far, all of these points remain a mystery. I'm sure that in the second episode, some moments will become much clearer to us, because we will be shown something new and interesting. But perhaps some basic elements, in terms of development of the game itself, will be a secret from us. About the real world, by the way, we can be told about the 4th episode, when Jax will work in fast food, because so we can learn his character in real life and why he mocks people. By the way, maybe he is the owner of the same fast food place and fights very badly with his employees. That's why Jax is offered a job behind the cash register at the digital circus. Ultimately, I want to say that who Pomni is, as well as the rest of the characters, we don't know yet. We have 7 more episodes to see, and I am sure that they will show us all the interesting details, but also give us a chance to make a choice and come up with something of our own. There is not much time left before the release of the second episode, and very soon we will see a trailer for it, so we will be able to analyze its plot in more detail. I also think that all new locations will play a certain role, which will gradually reveal to us the secrets of the digital world and its structure. By the way, perhaps we will be able to see the abstracted characters in further episodes, and they will also be able to tell us something. I think it would be interesting for everyone to see them. They may appear in the 3rd episode when the main characters are sent to a haunted house. I also hope that they will reveal the secrets of Kaufmo's room and tell us who Kane really is and why Kaufmo considered him the main villain. What do you think about Pomni? And also, do you consider her a mysterious character? Would you like to see the real world in a digital circus? Write what you think about it in the comments. You can also write your theories, because I read every one of them. Perhaps it is your theory that I will analyze in the next video. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Good luck to everyone, and bye-bye.